It is important to take the needs of the construction team into account when you're designing. Of course, you're aiming for the best aesthetic solution to the design problems, but you don't want to make the work of the construction team any more difficult than it already is. What I would suggest that you do as a matter of a habit is select the whole drawing, and in this case just the boundary lines and the house footprint, and I'll move a convenient point on the drawing to coordinate position 0, 0. And for this drawing, I'll choose the intersection of the side of the house and what is in fact a family room or lounge room area. So I'll select that as a base point and move that to 0, 0. It's gone off the screen. Right click and select zoom extents, and it's back again. Now if I said I want to set some sort of control points out here, it becomes really easy for the construction team. As an example, I like to reflect a shape from the building out into the design. If we select this circle here, I think we adjusted it before. It has a radius of 8300. What I'd like to do is to have an arc running through this area that reflects that shape. So I'm going to put another circle in. So let's draw a circle, center radius. I'll snap to the center point of that arc. You'll see it just shows at the bottom of the screen. Let me just go up a little, select that center point there, and I'll come out to a position something like this. And that's going to reflect that shape. So I'll try it later, but at least I've set a point. I'll simply click it, and then it's in position now. Select that circle again, and I'll change the radius here to maybe 10 meters. That will shrink it just a little, and back it comes. So that's part of the shape. So this will now be a paved area through here, and this will be a garden bed area. Now when I look at that, that seems a little too tight. If I use my distance command and measure from, say, there across to there, I've only got 1.6 meters, which I think is much too tight. So I'll just select that and pump that up to, say, we'll try 11 meters radius to start with, and we'll see how that goes in a moment. But I digress. What I'm trying to illustrate is that I can give the construction team, let's imagine for the sake of argument that that arc works for us in a design sense. What I can do is put a point on the arc, or I could cut the arc off. Let's draw a line from, say, the midpoint, or maybe about there to there. So you can see I'm just estimating, and another line from here through to there, an exit. Now I'll trim, modify, trim. This can be a cutting edge, that can be a cutting edge, and we'll pick that arc in. We now have an arc in that's going to, I'll remove those two lines, that's going to be this will be paved through here, and that will be planting on that zone. Now to select the position of that arc, or to locate the position of that arc for the team, I can now put a point on a position close to this zone here on the arc. So let's draw a point, and I'll use the right click and nearest. Actually, I could still use the end point. We'll use the end point for a moment. End point there, and exit. So now I have a point marker there. Now if I click on that point marker, I can select it. There's the point marker. I've got its position in the X and Y position relative to that 0, 0 position. So it's 2.8 meters, 2.89 meters in this direction, and then 3.438 in the X direction. Now that makes life a little difficult for the construction team. So why wouldn't we round those values off? Let's make this one 2900. It's easy to measure, and we'll make this one. We're not changing the position much, but we will go 3500, 3500, and we've changed the position of the point marker there and given it a really easy set out point for our construction team. Now all we need to do is to pick the arc, and we could move that arc from that point there. This time we will snap to the node there, snap to that node, get it. Now we're right. Now our arc, which still has it still reflects the shape of the building, but it's now it's got a convenient start point. Your construction team can simply measure quite easily from position 2900, so measure down here 2900 and up there 3500. So they're locating an arc, which is really difficult to locate. You clearly can't drive a peg in the middle of the house and swing an arc from it. So can you see that just thinking ahead a little, we're not offending in any way the sensibility of our design. We're following our design principles of reflecting an arc out into the garden. We'll probably put a pergola or some sort of overhead planting through here, maybe some entertaining zone in this area here. So can you see I'm already thinking of the design process, but I'm making the setting out job so much easier for our team. You don't want them estimating 2 millimeters. Do make it easy for our team.